Welcome to the Morgan J. Burke Aquatic Center for another season of Behind the Blocks. My name is Ben Turner. I am actually moving from behind the camera to in front of it this season until we find another host. Allie Davis and Andy Ross did a great job hosting the last couple of years, but they've moved on to bigger and better things. So until then, I am going to be here weekly for you with this new show. And our guests this week are from the men's team, Grant Lewis, and from the women's team, Roxy Griffore. Both of them are seniors. So this time of the year, getting ready for your first meets of the season. Roxy, do you look at this time of the year, finally getting a chance to compete as kind of a reward after all the practice?
Yeah, I think it's going to be exciting because it's our senior year. It's our last meet ever, and it's going to be exciting, like, seeing everyone race for the first time as on the team, like, joining as one. So I'm excited.
Grant, I feel like you guys have more practices per competition than maybe any other sport here at Purdue. So to finally get out there and a chance to race both Friday and Saturday this weekend has to be pretty rewarding.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely tough. September and October really putting in a lot of work and not having that opportunity to race. So I'm itching to get back behind the blocks and race, and I know a lot of guys on our team are feeling the same way and are really excited to get the season started.
Looks like this may have been one of the last long course practices for a while, Roxy. The lane lines just moved and the guys are going to go short course. Does it matter to you as a freestyle sprinter, long course, short course?
I actually think it does. Like, I love practicing long course, but like practicing our turns and sprints, especially when it's in competition, but the pool is in competition mode. So it's like, I don't know, I'm excited to be in the race mode now in short course.
Grant, we know that you like events that are kind of taxing, whether it's the 2-fly, the IM events. You tried the 500 free last year. Does short course, long course matter to you as when you train?
Oh, absolutely. I think short course, long course is like two completely different sports. So the race strategy is different in both courses. The training style is different in both courses. So depending on the season, really having to be prepared for whatever comes at you is really important. And it's definitely I prefer the college season short course, though. I think it's more fun and better suited for me.
As a senior captain, sounds like you got to have a lot of input on the rosters for the intra-squad Friday night. How did that process go?
Yeah, James and I drafted the lineups for the two teams and made the rosters. So I think there's a little bit of bragging rights between James and I to see who can have the best team. But I know it'll all be good fun, and it's cool to go against the guys you train against in practice every day. So I think it'll be friendly, but also a really fierce competition, and I'm looking forward to it.
And then the Indiana Intercollegiates on Saturday, which is always a large meet with a lot of people on deck. But Roxy, would it be fair to say for the women's side too that maybe there'll be more energy as far as Friday night goes, since it's Purdue versus Purdue?
Yeah, the inter-squad meet, I think, will be the most like energy we've had just because it's our first meet of the season, and everyone's really excited to get back and race. And then, of course, like the next day, it'll be a long meet, but it'll also be exciting just because we'll be more of a team, more of like a club swim that you can just race and have fun.
Grant, we know that you do a lot of different events. Sometimes Dan has used the Indiana Intercollegiates as a chance to swim off events. Any word on what you might do Saturday?
He hasn't let us know what the sign-up's going to be yet, but it is a cool opportunity for a lot of guys to showcase something they don't typically get to swim. So I'll try to do an event that I don't really typically do, just to have a little fun and see if I've improved in that particular off-stroke over the off-season.
Considering your versatility, what kind of stroke group in practice do you consider yourself part of? Is that like a fair question?
I'd say I probably do the most 4IM when we split up, but I also really like to do 2-fly, and I'm trying to do a little more distance freestyle just because I think having a lot of aerobic capacity helps all facets of my swimming. So I kind of pride myself on being able to do a lot of different things, and I want to be as well-rounded as possible. So Dan has the option to put me in as many different things as possible to help the team wherever I can.
Roxy, as a member of the sprint group with the women, is there another group that the sprinters kind of admire for what they do?
Oh, gosh, definitely distance. I mean, sprint and distance is totally different, but it's like huge props to them training all the yards they do every day. And especially now that we don't have Erica and we're interviewing like a new assistant coach, I think it's exciting, but we also have to push ourselves as well because we don't have Erica there yelling at us like get going, but it puts more like you in charge of yourself and your teammates, and kind of more fun with it too.
Would you highlight a teammate for us that you feel like maybe could have a breakout year or that's really been working hard and improved?
Oh, gosh. Honestly, my mind goes. I had not really previous, but coming in as a freshman, I think Tessa is going to do really well. Like I'm excited to see her race. I'm from Michigan, so I don't know a lot about her, but she seems like she works so hard in practice and she's gone so fast. So I'm excited to watch her swim.
All right, a vote for freshman Tessa Wrightson for the women. Grant, what about you? Anybody you expect to have kind of a big year or a breakout?
Yeah, I mean, I think across the board, you always like to see the freshmen come in and make an impact in practices right away, and I think one in particular, Brett Riley, just mostly because I've been training with him. We do similar events, so I think he's really going to help me improve, and I think I'm going to be able to do the same for him, and I'm looking forward to watching his career evolve because I think the sky's the limit for that guy.
All right, so don't think too much about this question. Who would be a good guest host to do this show in the future weeks coming forward? Teammate?
Currently on the team? Or like, I would say definitely Jackie Smilas. Yeah.
That's a good vote there.
I think you should get Coach Brian Barnes out here. A lot of the fans probably aren't familiar with him yet, but he's a great guy, and I think it'd be cool for the fans to get to know him a little bit better as well as a person. He's a great guy.
Yeah, we do plan to have him on and the new women's assistant when she starts as well. Probably going to look maybe around December to have a assistant coaches episode, so make sure you stick around, stay tuned for that one here on our social media channels. All right, so we're going to close out the student-athlete segment with what we call personal preferences. So we have a list here of things that are kind of what do you like, fun stuff. Between numbers 1 and 34, pick a number, and then the rule is you can't repeat an answer said in front of you. So ladies first, Roxy, you can go ahead and pick the number between 1 and 34.
16.
16. Favorite month of the year?
August.
Any particular reason why?
Well, it's my birthday, and I'm on break from swimming, and I'm on the lake, at the lake house.
Good choices there. Grant?
I'd say July. I also like the summer months. I love July 4th. And I kind of like being away from school and having a lot of opportunities to hang out with friends, and summer gives me that opportunity to do that.
Looks like you had gone to Maine this summer. Am I right on that one? That was some pretty cool pictures you sent us.
Yeah, my dad and I, the last couple summers, have been on a little bit of a national park tour, so this summer we hit up Acadia National Park in Maine, and it was beautiful. I loved it.
Nice. All right, pick a number between 1 and 34. Don't pick 16.
4.
4. A well-known swimmer that you'd most like to race against?
That's a tough one. That's tough. I mean, I really don't mind racing anyone. Like, I just like representing Purdue. I don't really care who it's against. I'm going to try my best. So there's no one that I'm really itching to race against. It's more just representing my team.
What about an Olympian maybe that when you were a kid you looked up to? Anybody in mind?
I mean, that's got to be Michael Phelps. He's clearly the GOAT, and I've always watched him throughout the Olympics, and he's amazing. So Michael Phelps.
Good choice there. Roxy?
I've always admired Dara Torres up until obviously she retired, but I don't know, ever since I was little, I mean, she's been racing forever, especially an Olympian. I think she swam the 50 as her last race in her 40s, which is amazing. I just think that's pretty cool.
All right, last one here. Don't pick 4 and don't pick 16.
13.
13. Favorite movie to watch on the team bus?
I always go back to Remember the Titans. I love that. I remember even in high school we watched it all the time. My coach loved it. It feels like so inspiring, and you just get ready for the race.
Good pick. Grant?
I'm a big sports movie fan, but the worst movie we ever watched on a team bus was called The Shallows. Not a good movie, but just trying to pass the time to get to the competition site, still just playing around with the guys. It's a good time.
All right, you changed it up there. Instead of favorite, you went worst. All right, that's a good way to do it, I suppose. So thanks to Roxy and Grant for being our Week 1 guests here on Behind the Blocks, and we wish them best of luck in their senior seasons.